is News 3 Now at 6.
Anyone who stayed up extra late last night to see if Madison would finally make a decision on a new homeless shelter is probably tired and no closer to an answer tonight. City leaders have tried to lock down a building for nearly a year now. Adam Duxter joins us live from the latest proposed location on the east side, and he shares why Madison's mayor is determined to make this one work. Adam?
Mayor Satya Rhodes-Conway says this is the place, a 30,000 square foot facility just adjacent to Easttown Mall on Madison's northeast side. But in order to make it happen, she'll need support from Madison's Common Council, and that's not something she's getting, at least with this current group of alders. Alder Samba Balde hoped to put the idea of a men's shelter coming into this building, a former Gander Mountain in his district, to bed last night. Instead, he went to bed no closer to a conclusion.
This is the wrong location, and I don't think we should waste people's time by referring it.
Balde was the lone alder to say the city should vote on the proposed location during Tuesday's city council meeting that stretched into early this morning. Instead, the rest of the Common Council deferred until next month. Balde says he's not opposed to the project itself, but says rather this simply isn't the place for it.
The city has no plan. They'll tell you they'll bring resources here. Last night I asked them, when will this place be a fully serviced homeless shelter? They couldn't answer that question.
Mayor Rhodes-Conway says it's simple. The city needs a new shelter, and the temporary shelter that exists now needs to clear soon to become Madison's public market.
It's not like there's a ton of good options out there. I think it's just important to understand that that really is the choice. That there is not an opportunity to move the public market to another location. And so if people are still committed to that project, we have to find a way to move the temporary shelter out of the First Street location.
Balde rejects the idea that there are no better options.
But when the mayor said there is no plan B, that speaks to how she is not willing to listen to anybody.
I asked Mayor Rhodes-Conway what happens if the next group of alders on Madison's Common Council are also in opposition to the plan to put the permanent men's shelter here on the northeast side. And she says no matter where the shelter is proposed, she understands there's going to be pushback, but she believes the needs to have a shelter of this caliber outweighs any sort of concern.
Adam, thank you. Let's check your first warn forecast now with Chief Meteorologist Gary Canolti.
Kind of chilly out here in the backyard. The clouds have even blocked out the sun, at least for the time being. But generally, these clouds should get out of here pretty quickly this evening. You see the live view from the Edgewater Skycam, mostly cloudy skies here. And the same thing from the Platteville Queen Bee Radio Skycam. Although from time to time, we've been seeing some breaks in the clouds over Platteville, and that's a sign of things to come. There have been even a few flurries of snow, mainly over southeastern Wisconsin. Most of this is not reaching the ground, and I don't expect anything to really reach the ground across our viewing area. Temperatures this morning started out in the upper 20s to around 30 degrees. So far, the unofficial high 39 degrees. I just checked the airport. That we did make it to 40 here in Madison. Janesville topped out at 41, but a lot of other locations didn't even make it that warm. And current temperatures are now in the middle to the upper 30s. Janesville still at 39, but Madison's dropped to 36, already down to 32 in Viroqua. But tomorrow morning here in Madison, we'll be down to around 20 degrees as the skies clear out. Winds lighten up a little bit. Tomorrow should be a sunny and chilly day with a high of 41, but a big warm-up's on the way as we head toward the Easter holiday weekend. I'll have more details and weather in a few minutes.
To make everyone in Wisconsin wear a mask, something rare and unlikely would have to happen. The state Supreme Court struck down the governor's mask mandate this morning. We have team coverage of the decision, and starting with Naomi Coles. Naomi, there is a certain group of people especially pleased with today's ruling.
Republicans in the legislature have long opposed working with the governor to put a statewide order in place. Under the law as interpreted by the court, the governor has the power to issue one 60-day order per pandemic. After that, it needs buy-in from lawmakers. That's unlikely to happen, as Democrat leaders said today.
Disappointed in today's decision by the conservative members of the court. I think they got it backwards today. It's maybe a unique situation, but pretending the pandemic is unchanging, this is going to have real consequences for the rest of the state.
Republican leaders did not provide interviews today, but in a statement, Speaker Robin Vos said the court confirmed what they knew already. And Senate Leader Devin LeMahieu said he was glad to see them affirm the authority of the legislature and the separation of powers. Now, in a statement, the governor is still urging people in the state to wear masks. Gabriela Becerra explains that you might still need to wear one, and that's going to depend on where you live.
Well, Naomi, now that the governor can't require people to wear masks in Wisconsin, it's up to individual counties to make the choice. And some are, but many aren't. There's one reason why Dane County won't be getting rid of its mask mandate anytime soon.
We know that masks work.
Public Health Madison and Dane County Director Janelle Heinrich points to case numbers as proof.
They're an effective strategy that supports reducing the risk of transmission for the folks who wear the mask, and for those who are around people who are wearing masks.
Masks are still required in Rock County, too.
We are still standing by our mask mandate because we still feel that it's a very important part of controlling the spread of the virus.
But surrounding those counties is a different story. Grant, Greene, Iowa, Juneau, and Sauk counties don't have their own mandates. They also don't plan on making ones, which is concerning to the counties that do, especially in Rock, where a more contagious variant was just found.
The virus does not know borders, so unfortunately, if people are not wearing the masks, that is definitely an increased risk of the virus.
They're asking people who travel from across the state to respect their orders.
We don't want to have that surge here that is happening across the country.
Heinrich says it would be great if the state had a consistent strategy, but since that's not the case, she's asking you to do your part.
So whether you're in Dane County or you're outside of Dane County, please continue to wear your mask.
The counties that do not have a mask mandate say they still encourage people to wear them. And if you're someone that might be traveling through a different county soon, you might want to take a look at what their requirement is. We'll have a list on our website, channel3000.com.
The 7-day average of cases is trending down in Wisconsin. DHS is reporting 563 new cases of the virus over the past day. 10 more people have died. More than 44,000 shots went into arms around the state yesterday. Nearly 18% of everyone in the state are fully vaccinated against COVID-19, and that includes nearly 60% of people ages 65 and up. Dane County is nearly doubling the state's pace. More than 37% of people who live here are finished with their vaccination series. SSM Health vaccinated more than 400 workers today in Cross Plains.
I'd say you're better with it than without it because, you never know what could happen, so it's better to be safe than sorry.
The shots were administered at Plastics Ingenuity. The manufacturing company designs, produces, and ships plastic products. Workers there became eligible for the shot earlier this month. SSM has given more than 154,000 shots since December. The Ho-Chunk Nation Health Department put only 2 requirements on getting a vaccine today: be 18 years old and just show up. Tribal health leaders hosted a clinic in Baraboo. They're able to sidestep state vaccine requirements still in place until Monday. One more clinic will be held tomorrow in Black River Falls. They have 1,000 doses of Moderna left. And we have a link to help you pre-register for that clinic on our website, channel3000.com. And you can find a full list of vaccinators in your area in the Vaccine HQ page on our Channel 3000 app. It is in your app store and it is free. Putting an end to the pandemic won't mean putting an end to struggles our doctors face. If anything, they could get even worse. A new report from the Wisconsin Hospital Association shows hospitals have had to care for many more elderly patients. Meanwhile, there aren't nearly enough new employees to replace retiring healthcare workers. But in a hearing today, members of the State Assembly praised the job those workers have done this past year.
It's really shown a spotlight on the great healthcare system that we have here in Wisconsin. And sometimes it's easy for us to take it for granted. But when you live through now what we have gone through for the last year, you get to appreciate a little bit more all the hard work that's put in place to be able to plan for these events that, hopefully come along only once in a lifetime.
The report also says the state needs to work to increase efficiency and use new technology to create better connections with patients. Still to come at 6, they say it's like the pandemic in reverse. The new problem restaurants in our area are having as indoor capacity increases. And there's more local news ahead. On News 3 Now at 10, we'll show you how the UW-Madison State Hygiene Lab is testing COVID samples for new variants. Again, that's tonight at 10.
Jung Garden Centers can help you start the growing season. It's time for bare root planting, and you can find them now at Jung's. Asparagus, onions, potatoes, and seeds. Open 7 days a week. Shop Jung Garden Center for all your gardening needs.
Wisconsin is a home of workers. We know what needs to get done, and we do it. Yet, we've been hit hard, some harder than others. Our contact may be limited, but we still can lift each other up. Your local Wisconsin energy and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home. You may not ask for it, but we want you to know we're here to help.
I can't take it anymore. It's time for a change. Buy one window, get one free? Perfect.
I can change, honey.
Not you. These drafty old windows.
Oh.
It's time for a change. Buy one window, get one free from Feldco.
Buy one, get one free ends Wednesday. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
Democrats, teachers, and newspapers are lining up to support Jill Underly for state superintendent. The Capital Times says Underly is the right choice. The State Journal says Jill is focused on early childhood education to get ahead of racial and economic achievement gaps. Backed by Tammy Baldwin, Mark Pocan, and the Democratic Party, Jill Underly will do what's best for our kids.
I'm Jill Underly, asking for your vote for state superintendent.
Jung Garden Centers can help you start the growing season. It's time for bare root planting, and you can find them now at Jung's. Asparagus, onions, potatoes, and seeds. Open 7 days a week. Shop Jung Garden Center for all your gardening needs.
You are watching News 3 Now at 6.
Dining out at a restaurant requires one key ingredient: people to actually make and serve the food. Many Madison area restaurants are finding that item is missing on their list. And as Christina Laurie shows us, they are worried loosened restrictions won't do them much good without staff.
If you're searching for a job right now, look no further than the restaurant industry. Most Madison managers are hiring, and they say you don't need experience to join their teams.
It's kind of like doing the pandemic in reverse, which is a lot more exciting.
But even good news has its growing pains.
How do we hire enough employees to deal with the volume we're already seeing and anticipating in the summer?
Jordan Bright, managing partner at Madison's Food Fight Restaurant Group, currently employs 450 people across 20 restaurants. Before the pandemic, more than 1,000 people worked with the company, and Jordan is now rehiring for most of those empty positions.
They're still hesitant on when the right time is to jump back into the industry.
If he can find enough people interested.
Right now is just a very crucial time into getting really strong teams built at each location, just so that we're prepared and ready to go.
Tara Duffin is experiencing a similar challenge at Rule Number 1 Hospitality.
Getting prepared for a super, super busy summer. We think it's going to be bigger than ever.
With patio season right around the corner, the company behind Merchant and Lucille is actively hiring, but like Food Fight, can't find enough interested applicants, receiving half the number of resumes than pre-pandemic.
Will you make enough money if you're a tipped employee to make it worth your while? What are the health risks?
Certainly risks, but also rewards, with restaurants hoping to find a recipe for bounce-back success.
For almost all restaurants that are open right now that have gone through this last year, if they're still standing, they have managed their situation extremely well. If you want to get back in the industry, now's the time to do it.
Now, Jordan says there are 2 ways you can make your application stand out, especially if you don't have previous service industry experience. First, be optimistic about the future of the restaurant industry. And the second point, be passionate about the food that's actually being served at the establishment you're applying to. Reporting in Madison for News 3 Now, I'm Christina Laurie.
If you're looking for a job, we have links on our website to help you easily connect with Madison area restaurants that are hiring right now. Just ahead at 6, Dane County makes a change when it comes to initial appearances in court. And it's been 1 year since a double homicide at the UW-Madison Arboretum. An update on the 2 people charged in the couple's death. Plus, one more cold day before a warm-up in time for Easter. Gary has your first warn forecast next.
Tonight on CBS, as the season winds down, the competition heats up on Tough as Nails, followed by SEAL Team and SWAT. Then get a complete wrap-up of the day's news on News 3 Now at 10.
Go farther with personal checking choices. At Starion Bank, you make the decisions. Your money, your style. Apply online in just 4 minutes at starionbank.com.
For over 25 years, Fry Construction has provided excellence in home improvements. We strive to exceed the expectations of our clients with each and every project we do. Respected by so many of your neighbors and voted best of Madison, Fry Construction delivers lasting quality for your home. In honor of our 25 years, we're offering 25% off gutters or insulation with any full roof project. Schedule your consultation today at fryconstruction.com.
You expect students to make a mess in schools, but the superintendent, under Deb Kerr's leadership, the Brown Deer School District was a financial mess. Kerr's district's accounts were overdrawn by $500,000, slamming her district with late fees. And instead of firing the employee responsible, he was given paid leave, costing taxpayers $136,000 more to pay him to do nothing. Scandals, cover-ups, taxpayer money wasted. Deb Kerr, the wrong choice for state school superintendent.
Tell me, what's better than wild-caught, golden, crispy, mouth-watering seafood from Gordon's? Good answer. It's seafood time. Trust the Gordon's fishermen.
Ladies, check it out. So strong, so not ripped.
What are we talking about?
That's the Hefty Ultra Strong bag.
Hefty, hefty, hefty.
Give me the bag.
Get Hefty Ultra Strong at a low price.
Fit us as we are.
Fit Me Foundation from Maybelline, New York. Oil-free formula won't clog pores. Natural matte look in 40 shades. 97% found their fit. Fit Me Matte and Poreless. Only from Maybelline, New York.
Want to brain better? Unlike ordinary memory supplements, Nariva has clinically proven ingredients that fuel 5 indicators of brain performance: memory, focus, accuracy, learning, and concentration. Try our new gummies for 30 days and see the difference.
Go farther with personal checking choices at Starion Bank. Like Smart Checking, it's free when you choose e-statements. Your money, your style. Apply online in just 4 minutes at starionbank.com.
Watching News 3 Now at 6.
It's been 1 year since a Madison doctor and her husband were found dead in the UW-Madison Arboretum. Dr. Beth Potter and her husband, Robin Kari, were killed in a double homicide last March 31st. A jogger found Potter and Kari in a ditch near Wingra Drive early that morning. The homicide was UW-Madison Police's first since 1982. A motion hearing is set for next Tuesday for Kari Sanford and Elijah LaRue. They both face several charges, including first-degree intentional homicide. They are being held on $1 million bail. You will now start to see defendants in Dane County show up for their virtual court appearances in full camera view instead of through the food slot hole in their cell. On Monday, we first brought you the story of how a group of court observers were fighting for this change, saying the food slot method was dehumanizing. Dane County Sheriff Dave Mahoney understood their concerns, but the decision to switch was based off something else.
And it's entirely driven by our low numbers of COVID and the fact that all of our staff have been vaccinated.
Mahoney says if there is another spike in COVID cases within the jail, they will revert back to the food slot appearances. And let's get a look at your first warn weather now with Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti.
Oh, it's a chilly day today. Tomorrow will be another cold day. In between, look for low temperatures around 20 degrees and high temperatures tomorrow, only reaching the lower 40s. And 3 things you need to know. But dry weather and breezy weather will commence on Friday with high temperatures in the lower 50s. We'll be in the 60s for the weekend. And that could lead to some wildfire dangers as the humidity levels will be low. We'll see plenty of sunshine and the winds will be brisk, especially on Friday. Saturday and Sunday, though, look for high temperatures middle 60s on Saturday and upper 60s on Easter Sunday. This after a March that preliminary numbers show 5.1 degrees above average. So we were above normal for November, December, January. February was very cold, and now we're back up to above normal temperatures. In fact, only 8 days this month, including today, saw below normal temperatures, and not by a lot. Whereas the days that had above normal temperatures, a number of them were in the teens and 20-degree range above normal. And after a chilly day tomorrow, temperatures will be back to near normal on Friday, and then be above normal for pretty much the rest of the weekend and into much of next week, even though we'll see some shower and thunderstorm chances. Temperatures right now are in the 20s and 30s in our part of the Midwest, 40s and 50s to the southwest, but eventually that milder weather will start to build out to the west of us. 24-hour temperature change. Our temperatures are colder than they were at this time yesterday, but temperatures are warming up out to the west, and that milder air is starting to head in our direction. On weather track, the upper level winds are from the northwest now, but out to the west, they're from the west and southwest. It's another surge of mild Pacific air starts moving eastward. We look out to the west to see that jet stream bulging to the north. That usually gives us a sign that we're going to see a pattern change, and that will be the case. Upper level winds are brisk enough to bring in the cold air and also bringing even a few snow flurries, although most of this not reaching the ground. There are some light snow showers over Lake Michigan. It's actually with a weak cold front, which is dropping on through and just will help to reinforce the cold air. But the low clouds here are giving way to clearing to the north and west, where temperatures are already down to around 30 degrees. And on future track, you can see those skies clearing out overnight. For tomorrow, look for plenty of sunshine, but those winds out of the north keeping temperatures cold. Tomorrow night, the winds will be light as high pressure moves across. And then on Friday, notice those winds picking up out of the south, and that will really kick in for Saturday with high temperatures on Saturday, like I say, back in the middle 60s. Tomorrow, a mostly sunny day, but it'll be quite chilly. High temperature only topping out at 41 degrees, 7 to 10 day forecast. 52 on Friday, and then mid to upper 60s over the weekend. Shower and thunderstorm chances arrive next week, but we could hit a high of 70 on Monday before that happens, and then we'll see some shower chances even into Friday of next week. Looks like another period of dry weather following after that with temperatures near or above normal.
And coming up in sports, comfortable with the uncomfortable. Why, that's the name of the game this spring for the Badger defense. Next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
The iconic Chula Vista Resort, Wisconsin's most complete resort experience. 80,000 square feet of indoor water park fun. Loads of other fun kids love. Hundreds of completely renovated rooms. Take a break at the iconic Chula Vista Resort.
Joe Parisi has preserved thousands of acres that the public can enjoy forever.
Joe knows we all deserve a chance to succeed.
Joe Parisi partnered with local schools to build the only school-based mental health program of its kind in the state.
Thank you, Joe, for your commitment to preserving green spaces that we can all get outside and play in.
Thank you, Joe, for working so hard to make sure everyone in this community has an opportunity at a second chance.
Thank you, Joe, for caring about the well-being of our children.
Who doesn't want more? Right now at Steinhafels, the more you buy, the more you save. Start with 35% off store-wide. Then take an extra $100 off when you spend $19.99, $200 off at $29.99, or $300 off at $39.99. Get your patio set for spring and save big with savings up to 50% off. Steinhafels has the largest selection of in-stock furniture and mattresses at the guaranteed lowest prices. Only at Steinhafels and steinhafels.com.
At GHC, we want you to be safer at home. We have more ways for you to get care anywhere, anytime, day or night. Be seen, be safe, be home. We will get through this together, and we will all get better together.
Update your floors with help from Menards. We have a great selection of flooring from top brands including Tarkett and Mohawk. Vinyl plank flooring is waterproof. Laminate flooring is durable and simple to maintain. Sheet vinyl flooring is easy to install. Or add comfort to any room with soft and luxurious carpet. Right now, get 11% off all Tarkett and Mohawk flooring. Start saving and get 11% off everything now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
The iconic Chula Vista Resort, Wisconsin's most complete resort experience. 80,000 square feet of indoor water park fun. Loads of other fun kids love. Hundreds of completely renovated rooms. Take a break at the iconic Chula Vista Resort.
Thursday morning, we're getting you ready for opening day. The Brewers have some new rules at the ballpark.
We'll be there to show you what's new this season, including all the new rules. We'll see you starting at 4:30 on News 3 Now this morning.
As Paul Chryst said yesterday, spring practice is a time for guys to develop, grow, and learn. But in Jim Leonard's case, it also is a time to make sure the Badgers aren't getting too comfortable. Spring ball for Wisconsin's defensive coordinator is all about making sure his guys are comfortable, but with the uncomfortable. Because if they can handle that, then no matter what opposing offenses throw at them, they'll be confident in their abilities and go make the play.
My big thing going in the spring with all position groups is to get them out of their comfort zone, right? Whether that's scheme, whether that's technique, awareness, pre-snap, post-snap, communication. If we let guys be comfortable, we're not doing our job in the spring. So we're continuing to push them.
This three-time MVP will host Jeopardy for the first 2 weeks in April. The answer? Who is Aaron Rodgers? From April 5th through April 16th, the Packers QB will host the show where in 2015, he played and won $50,000 for the MAC Fund. Back in January, Rodgers broke the news before Jeopardy could that he'd be guest hosting an episode. What a year it's been for Mark Johnson. He led the Badgers to WCHA regular season and tournament title, and then their 6th NCAA championship. And today, he was named the league's Coach of the Year for the 9th time in his 18 years behind the bench at UW. Heading into Thursday's match against Michigan, Kelly Sheffield expects everybody to be on his team good to go, which is great news because the pause and the extended time off took its toll on the #1 team in the nation. For one, their verticals dropped 1.5 inches during the time off. But now, according to the head coach, the Badgers are back where they were before the break.
It clearly affected us from a strength standpoint, an explosiveness standpoint. Our numbers are just now starting to get to where they were, before COVID. There's BC before COVID and AD after disruption, and so AD seemed to be about where it was BC.
Charlotte, fingers crossed that they can actually play tomorrow. They've been waiting for a long time.
All right, Zach, thank you. And here's the final check of your forecast with Gary.
Well, looking at high-resolution radar, there might even be a couple of flurries out there, but right now I think very little, if any of that, is reaching the ground. Temperatures are in the middle 30s, so certainly warm enough that nothing would stick to the ground. Look for a low of 20 tonight, high tomorrow of 41 with plenty of sunshine. Temperatures lower 50s Friday, mid to upper 60s over the weekend, and some shower or thunderstorm chances next week. Temperatures upper 50s to the middle 60s.
All right, thank you. And thank you for joining us tonight. Enjoy your evening, and we will see you back here at 10.